on YouTube. We are at Always in Stitches in Noblesville, Indiana. If you've watched us before, welcome back. Glad to see you. Hope you're having a peachy, stitchy day. I'm Cappy. Peter's behind the camera. Say hey, Peter.
Hey.
He's got another Fair Isle sweater. If you've been following, yet again, another Fair Isle sweater. It's hard to sit next to you with all that talent. It's like I can't stand it because I could never make a Fair Isle sweater. But I am doing a knit along. We're going to talk about that in a minute back in the yarn department. But fabric. So I'm going to show you this one. If you watched our Facebook live video Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I don't know what day it was. But one of those mornings we did show you this fabric, but I didn't show it on YouTube, so I didn't want to, cheat my YouTube people and say, well, we didn't know you had that fabric, because it's lovely. Peter was kind of drooling about it a little bit.
Yeah, I was drooling.
So this is from Moda, and Heather Briggs is the designer. She's My So Quilty Life, and if you follow Facebook, she kind of does drop in at different shops sometimes. I'd love for her to drop in and see us, but so far she hasn't. We may be too far. I don't know where she lives. But anyway, this is really, really lovely. It's if you're looking for something spring and pastel and that just yummy time of year that we're getting into, this is your answer right here. It's soft peaches, soft pinks, tiny little delicate prints. There's a great gingham kind of print in here, in a peach, in a pink, and a, I thought it was in blue. Maybe somebody already bought the blue. I bet they've already sold the blue. But we're all in. We've got the mini charms, we've got the layers, and the jelly rolls, and these eensy teensy ones, which I love for English paper piecing. If you're an English paper piecer, these are pre-cut for making little hexies. So, I love this line. I think I need a new Easter dress. Would be just perfect out of this. So, fun, fun, fun. Lovely fabric. Now, the other fabric we got in, we've spent some time. You give him some eye candy on that, and I won't talk for a minute. Talk. Me not talk. Imagine that. Those are fun. Sorry, I got distracted. Look, these are so fun. I remember ordering these, but I didn't know that we probably featured them months and months ago. But look how fun these are. These little white ones with just the colors on top. Look how fun those are. I love those. Just some basic little dots and sprinkles. Those are really fun. And I was commenting how pretty these tulips look. How many of you got tulips growing in your yard? I know I do. It's crazy. I have actually tulips from Mackinac Island that I got. I know, at the Grand Hotel there. We stayed at the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island in Michigan. And they were cleaning out their spring tulips. And I got some tulip bulbs.
Of course, Cappy,
it just
horticulturalist is
yeah.
like, hey man, what are you doing with those tulips?
Well, he was like, well, we're not supposed to, but here, and I got tulip bulbs, so I'm excited. So
Well, I'm sure you said pretty please and batted your eyes.
I did the whole thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, so this is solids. If you haven't been in and shopped our solids area, this is where we keep our solid-ish fabrics. And I'm kind of getting into like the color wash of quilts, where I like everything in one color. I like random, but I also like stuff in one color, and that's this one I just did, and I'm so excited about this quilt. This is part of the Simply Charming program, and it's using Debbie Maddie's Shibori fabric line, which she has built on again and again, and we have more coming in June. So right now all we would have on this might be some on the bolt, but we will have charms, layers, minis, jellies, all that in June from Debbie Maddie's Shibori line. It's always these indigo colors with really pretty kind of like the tie dyeing. It's actually Shibori dyeing, but it's just lovely. And then Jessica did the quilting on this, and she knocked it out of the park, man. It is just on point. The negative space in this really gave a great opportunity to be creative with how she quilted it, and she hit the mark. I mean, it's just lovely. I had a little concern that there was too much negative space. Well, no, there wasn't. It was just she had to fill it up with her creativity. So if you like that pattern and you would like to get a copy of that pattern, come in during the month of April. I can't even believe I'm talking about April, but yes, April is going to be tomorrow. So come in during the month of April and buy a charm square. any charm square, any charm pack that's a 5-inch square, and we will give you this pattern for free. If you prefer to take a class, actually this Saturday I have a 45-minute lecture only, and we'll do the previous month, which is a Flutterby one, but each month that happens on Saturdays, and the first Saturday of the month, and it happens on the third Wednesday of the month, and it's called the Simply Charming class with me. And it's not a bring your sewing machine, it's a lecture demo kind of class where I show you some things, and you get the pattern if you come to the class. And you don't have to buy a charm pack. Maybe you've got a stash big enough that you're trying to work through your charms. Come to the class, don't get another charm pack, but you still get the pattern with that class. So, okay, that's fun. And let's just talk about that prize. Here we go. I have a prize. Let's give them the reason later. I have a little something to give away. We'll hold that to the end because I think I'm going to talk about it back in yarn. The other thing that's here and ready to go is the All Indiana Quilt Shop Hop program. It starts in a month, so get your running shoes on and get ready. I'm going to get one of the magazines. I want to show it to him, Peter, so let me grab one.
Okay.
All right, we're in the back room. If y'all are ever here, this is kind of the no customer zone because we're a little ornery back here, aren't we, Peter?
We are.
You never quite know what you're going to walk into back here because there's always some shenanigans.
Yeah, I got to tell you about the rock station I was listening to and what the DJ said.
Yeah,
but I don't think I can repeat that.
No, don't repeat that. Do not repeat that. I'll have to call the HR department. Anyway, this is the back room, and Peter's desk is right there. See, that's Peter's desk with the cool video-worthy computer that does video stuff. Stephanie's right here, and he's actually standing where Nancy sits. So this is Stephanie. She's the machine department manager. And then this is Nancy's little corner of the world. She does all the inventory and runs our cross-stitch department.
Her shopping.
I think she's shopping. I think that's her bucket of
her mug collection.
Yeah, and her flamingo. We share flamingo love. We both have a flamingo love, so there's always a fight over who gets the flamingos. If it's cross-stitch, she gets it. If it's anything else, I get it. But the reason I'm back here is we have the All Indiana Shop Hop fabric. And I know y'all are just dying to get to it. It is actually not available for sale yet. You can pre-order it from some shops. They are offering to pre-order yardage. We selected not to sell the yardage pre-order just because it's kind of complicated and I don't want to run short on what we sell you. So this is the All Indiana Quilt Shop Hop magazine and passport. These are what you buy for $12.95 at any of the participating store. There are 53 shops, and in this magazine are 6 patterns. Now, as you can see, we have the fabric. I'm standing right by the fabric here. We did order plenty. A lot of the shops, all of them have the fabric, so you can buy it at any of your favorite shops. Of course, we'd love for you to buy it with us. Per their instructions, we are not pre-selling, or we are not selling the fabric off the bolt yet. So you shouldn't be able to go in any store and have them cut you a yard of fabric and walk out of the store with it at this time. They only allow that to happen when the shop hop begins. So some stores are pre-selling yardage, just, I want a whole bolt of this one, and they'll sell it to you. We have elected to try and make it last for everybody to pre-sell the kits that are in the magazine. And so I'm going to show you kind of quickly some of these kits that are available, maybe not all that part, but this one is called Flower Garden, and it uses the peony fabric, and it's really, I love how they put this together. It's a 78 by 78 inch quilt. It uses some nice basics, and it has this peony fabric on navy, and I'm a sucker for navy. I love navy. That's just a really, really pretty quilt. We do offer that one for sale. These kits range in price from $58 up to $117, depending on the size of the quilt. So the best thing you can do is call our orders department, that's Deborah, and talk with her, or you can email her orders@alwaysinstitches1.com and just put, I'm interested in the Flower Garden, or whichever the name is of that quilt. If you have the magazine, that'll help you decide. Say, I want that kit, and she can email you back, give you the price, and work with you on getting that kit put together. Okay, so there's Flower Garden. And then the next one we're going to show you is called Stars Across America. This one, okay, I have a suspicion this will be the one Lenine, our shop owner, will like, because she is a sucker for that Ohio Star, that's an Ohio Star block, but it's in Indiana. I get it. She's a sucker for that, and I love log cabin blocks, and that's what kind of is featured in that. Again, it's adorable. It uses all the little pieces of fabric. This one wouldn't be very hard to make, I don't think at all, especially once you get the half square triangles down. So there's a kit for that. And then Hoosier Crossroads. I have a cheat sheet that has the page numbers on it because I'm not that quick. Hoosier Crossroads right here. Now this one is by Jennifer Fulton. Jennifer was an employee with us for a while, and she's been a pattern designer and an ambassador with Island Boutique, and now she's also designing fabric. So Jennifer's really taken off as a designer of some really fun stuff, and we're excited that she's part of our shop, and we'll actually have this quilt in the shop to display. So we're excited to have that. So if you like Hoosier Crossroads, that's one that you can get. And it uses the panel. The panel's lovely. Let me just show you the panel real quick.
Oh, yeah.
This panel, man, I hope I bought enough of them. Look how pretty that is.
Ooh.
I mean, I just think that's lovely. I think if you had a school, this would be so cool.
Oh, it
hanging in your school.
would.
Just hanging in your school like a banner. It's just fun. I love it. Now, next year is our, for the United States, it's 250 years, and it's called a something centennial. It's a real long word that I have to look it up every time I have to say it. It's a bisesquicentennial or something like that. Anyway, so next year you're going to see a lot of patriotic stuff, and I think this one would be a cool one to have for something for that for next year. Okay, Hoosier Crossroads, we looked at that one. And then, here's another one. So you get 6 patterns. This magazine is $12.95, and you get 6 patterns. Buy it for the patterns. Even if you don't want to go on the tour, buy it for the patterns. Now, you do want to come in the shop and pick it up, and I'll tell you why. The price to mail this to you right now, with shipping being what it is almost more than the magazine. So, that's a lot of money.
And
to
you'll
pay.
be lucky if you get the magazine before the shop hop.
No doubt.
The way the mail is.
Yes.
Yeah.
The mail system right now is a hot mess. So if you purchase it, we will mail it, but you're going to have to pay that ridiculous amount of money to get it mailed to you. So just come to the shop. That's more fun anyway. So here's another fabric. This one is Crossroads of America. Y'all know we are called the Heartland and the Crossroads of America for a good reason, because we are the crossroads of the world, it seems like. But I love this one too. It's using the panel. There's a state. Can you get it? It's got glare.
Yeah.
There's a state park panel, and they've cut that state park panel up and used it to make these really fun blocks, and some 9-patch looks like. This is another really fun one. I'm sorry, I'm bending it the wrong way. So that one is Crossroads of America. So there's
That's
2 that have the word.
beautiful.
Yeah, it is gorgeous, isn't it?
We have the Crossroads panel down there.
Want to see that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to see it.
So there's 2 that have the word Crossroads in it. One says Hoosier Crossroads, and one's Crossroads of America. So be sure if you're talking about it, you get the right one.
Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted, because you'll be sad. So this is the state park. Now this comes on a white background and a navy
or a
background.
navy background.
Right. So this one, the staff are really jonesing on this. I think we'll sell several panels of this just to the staff, because this would be great to make. Gosh, if you had a camper and you'd go to all the state parks and travel around, this would just be lovely. And the pictures are really nice. They picked the best part of each park and made a really picture. Okay,
I'm gonna put you to work. We gotta grab the navy one now.
Okay, so my favorite.
Oh,
right
which
here,
ones? The
Indiana
dunes?
I love Indiana
You do?
Dunes. Oh my gosh, it's like being on the beach. It is truly like being on the beach. It's as close as you can get to a beach within 3 or 4 hours of Indiana.
Do you take your umbrellas for your drinks?
Oh, yeah.
So you can have an umbrella drink on the beach at Indiana Dunes?
Absolutely. Okay, so that's on the white background, and here it is on the navy background. And you know what? Frankly, these could just be quilted just like they are. Put a piece of minky on the back, and boom, you've got a quilt like that. The other part that's cool, it says Indiana State Parks across the bottom.
Oh, yes.
Peter had said, you know what, you could cut that off and put that on a quilt. Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, that's
Or
so
use it
pretty.
for a part of your border or something.
Oh, look at the covered bridge.
I know, the
Look at the
buffalo.
buffalo.
Yeah, so if you've been to any of the Indiana State Parks, this is a great panel too.
Or maybe if you want to start going to the Indiana State Parks.
Right, exactly. Check them off as you go. Put a little mark on your quilt when you go.
Maybe if you're one of those mobile quilters where you take your sewing machine and your little trailer and you
Oh,
sew
yeah.
at the state parks, you could
Yeah.
literally work on the quilt, the block, each block at each state park.
Wouldn't that be cool? I sat in the state park and worked on it. That'd be really fun. Okay, so that one, using those panels, is Crossroads of America. All right, and then the next one is called Peony Breeze. So now, Peony, there's lots of ways to say that word. My grandmother...
Peony?
Yeah, peony. My grandmother,
Peony.
who had lived in this state her whole life, called them pineys.
Pineys?
Pineys. I don't know why pineys, but she called them pineys. And I can remember my dad saying, no, it's peony. And Granny would always say, no, piney. It's a piney. That's what she called it. It was a piney. But she also went to the creek. So you got to have that kind of thing.
Hey,
going on.
I think we have this chair. We have that chair.
We might have it. It's not painted pink, but I think I could.
No, we have that chair in the department.
But it's
In
yellow.
the yarn
isn't it?
department. Yeah.
Isn't it yellow?
Yeah, but it's that little chair.
But we could paint it pink to go with it. Anyway, this is a really pretty one. This one is called Peony Breeze, if you're one for peonies. We have a penny festival peony. See, I call them pennies. But that's probably not right anyway. Anyway, this little pink flower that looks like that. We have a festival here in Noblesville that'll be going on for that. I think it's probably in May sometime, so if you come up for that. And then Indiana Outdoor Fun is the last one. And look at this one. I love this quilt. It's a good old big one. Good old big one. I don't even know the dimensions on that one. What's it?
79 by 72.
Yeah, and I love these pinwheel stripes kind of going out on all of them. And again, it's using both panels. It's using the state panel and the park panel.
Ooh, twofer.
Twofer,
Got
yeah.
both panels.
Yep. So if you want any of those kits, we will sell you the kit to make the quilt. If you want just a panel or just a yard of fabric, we're not offering that as a pre-sale. We will have them available during the shop hop, so when you come in, you can buy them. But there are 53 other shops. They all have the fabric. They all have all the panels.
I just figured something out.
What's that?
I figured out the solution to the magazine.
What's that?
If you know you want to make one of those quilts and you want to pre-order the kit and buy the magazine and then have them shipped together.
Very
Can we
cool.
do it?
We can do it. Now,
Yes.
there will be shipping charges on that, but we'll include your fabric too. So that will
Yes.
be worth it. Yeah, that's a great idea, Peter. See, he's more than just a cameraman. So, okay, and then the other part I want to talk about, so look how fun this is.
Uh-oh, what is it?
This is the block, and so the way this program is designed, because we didn't design it, this Shop Hop Inc. designed it, and their idea was everybody who comes to the shop and comes in and shops gets one of these little squares. So this is a 5-inch square once you trim it, and each shop has one with fun little words on it. So you can collect
Aw.
these. So you could collect them all from the shops and then make a quilt out of them, use it on a bag.
That's like 82 different sayings.
Yeah. So, well, 53
I'm
shops.
sorry, 53 different sayings.
Yeah, 53 different fun quilt sayings would be available. And
Oh, you know what I want to do?
what?
So you know how there's t-shirt quilts?
Oh, yeah. Just use those for that. That'd be really cute. So what we've done with our staff is I've challenged them to come up with some kind of a project. So be watching. Towards the end of April, we'll have all the projects that our staff has come up with using these squares. So that's something to look forward to and watch.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it too. I think it'll be super fun. Okay, so there's the fabric. You can see it everywhere. People have it. That's our plan to work with selling it for you, is just to pre-sell the kits. And then once May 1st starts, we'll have this fabric displayed, and you can buy it by the yard, whatever pieces and stuff that you want that we haven't already put in kits. So we'll see what we get back from that. Okay, you know where we got to go now? That ever-growing department that just keeps getting bigger. That would be our yarn department.
Wool Town.
Wool Town. We're going to wool and yarn. Let's go outside and see what's going on. Hey, it's Cappy again in the yarn department. Not yawn. Oh, it's not boring back here. It is the yarn department in
The yarn department.
yarn department. If you in Boston, right, you go park the car in the yarn department. Okay.
Park the cart.
Park
It's the
the
cart.
cart.
Look, it's the cart.
This is the cart in the yarn department.
Oh my gosh, I have to tell you a funny story. So there was a customer that came in, and she was from Boston. She had the Boston accent.
Oh, that's so
And I guess she knew what my name was, and so she called me. She said Peter Pumpkin Eater, And then I said, you know what? I said, usually, I'm just indifferent about that, but the way you say it, I love it.
Yeah, because of the accent.
I love it.
I love accents. I had an English lady I was friends with, and I just wanted her to read me bedtime stories. That accent and that lyric, or anytime somebody has an accent. Now, they say people in Indiana have an accent.
We do.
And I don't hear it, but I was watching a comedian the other night. He was from Indiana, and he was talking about how we go to the Walmarts. He's like, we call about Walmarts. We go to McDonald's, but we go to the Walmarts. He goes, we put an S on the end of Walmart, but not the end of McDonald's. And I thought, that's true. I hadn't thought about it. So anyway, language is a funny thing. But this yarn is going to the clearance department. Now, if you're familiar with Wonderland Yarn, which is what this particular brand is, these are very, very nice yarns, and they're usually very expensive. So to get them at 40% off is really a bargain. I would suggest, if you're interested at all, get into the shop as soon as possible. I have a suspicion these are going to sell fast out of our clearance room. So if you have been to our clearance room, check it out. Everything in there is always 40% off our regular retail price. So, if it's $12, let's make it 10 because it's easier to figure out. If it's like $10, I just figure half of that's $5, and then I add about 10%. It's going to make it around $6, basically. That's how I do the math in my head, which is a little scary because I do all the bookkeeping. But anyway, so you're basically looking at about 40% off anything in the store in the clearance department. And it's stocked from everywhere. So there's not only yarn, there's cross stitch, there's fabric, there's patterns, there's notions, there's books. Everything that goes through our store that sits a little longer than it should goes to that clearance room. And our turn is 6 months. So if it's been in here 6 months or more, chances are it's going to hit that room, and it goes out of the building pretty quick. So anyway, come check this out. I'm not going to look at it all. It would take forever. But I do want to talk to you about some new yarn that came in and about local yarn shop day. So let's go over here. Here is the shawl. Oh, boot camp's going on back there. There's a boot camp. We got a yarn boot camp going on. They just started today. The new April month, I think, starts now. But if you're wanting to make this knit along, this is a Barocco shawl that's being made as a knit along in April. We've got classes that you can come if you need help with it, but you do go to the Barocco site in, right? Not Barocco. Am I wrong? No,
Malabrigo.
It is Malabrigo. Okay, sorry, I'm getting them confused. Malabrigo. This is Malabrigo's knit along. I apologize to the wrong people.
You apologize to the wrong people?
To the wrong people. Didn't that make sense? You actually know what I mean.
I'm still wrapping my brain around that.
All right. Well, it's early and my coffee hadn't kicked in. Anyway, Malabrigo is this knit along, and this is the Alpine shawl. And this one will start in April. And we've picked some really pretty yarn to go with it. So this is your Malabrigo yarn. And then we've picked this really pretty alpaca. Am I saying it right? I'm pretty sure it's alpaca. It's an alpaca blend. So see how pretty those two would be together? That would just be gorgeous.
Those are your colors.
Those are my colors. So we've got some yarn options for you to play with that if you want to do. The other knit along that's going on is to make a blanket, and that is through the Barocco company, and that's a really fun knit along that we're doing. A lot of the staff is doing it. You knit a couple, 3-6 blocks a month of a 12-inch square. We're going to assemble those at the end and make a blanket out of them. So I think that's going to be really pretty fun. The other thing I want to talk about are knitted knockers. So this is right here. And this is a program that we support, and we've been trying to get the particular yarn that they like for the knitted knockers. If it's usually in October that we offer this, but it's not a bad thing to start knitting them now. There's a specific pattern that you need to use to make these, and this is for breast cancer awareness and their survivors. So what you're doing is you're knitting a prosthetic breast for those who have had breast cancer. And so we've got some colors they've requested in the particular yarn. They want a very specific yarn, and they have a very specific pattern for that. So if you would like something to knit, this is a great program to help promote and support that. So I would encourage you to work with knitted knockers. And then local yarn shop day. Okay, I've talked about this a couple times, but let me show you the kind of stuff we're going to be doing. There's going to be amigurumi, I think there. We're going to have somebody teaching amigurumi. We're going to have somebody teaching Tunisian crochet. We're going to have needle felting. We're going to have spinning and weaving. We're going to have really cool fibers here to sell their roving and their artesian hand-dyed stunning yarn. So it's really going to be a fun day. I would suggest you sign up. It's April 26th. It's $5, but that $5 is just kind of so we can get a head count. Because I'm telling you, the $5 will be worth it. We're going to give that coupon, give that $5 back to you in a coupon, and that day there's going to be prizes and just all kinds of fun stuff going on. So you really want to register for that event for April 26th. Don't miss it. Really going to be a fun day. Okay, and then there's yarn coming in every day. If you're not in our yarn department, it's all the time.
We got that big yarn. I know where it's at.
All right, perfect.
It's that big yarn right there.
Oh yes, this one.
Jewel spun.
Look at this. This makes me want to make a sweater, which
That's
is a
beautiful.
huge step for me. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah, I love all the colors.
I do too. Look at this one. That I can't imagine how that would pattern. It would just have to be really pretty.
Well, the drape would be amazing too because
Yeah.
it's a single spun.
Yeah, it's just
And it's 200 grams worth of yarn.
that's a good deal. That's a real good deal.
And then we got
The
new
Hayward.
yarn over here.
Yeah, yeah. This one is another. And this one, we're hitting a new price point for you guys. So this is Bonus DK. It's from Hayfield. And what we're looking for is those of you who want to come in and maybe you crochet or maybe you're making baby things. This has a great feel to it, and the price point is very reasonable because I know that's kind of an issue when you're trying to buy yarn for big projects. So we've got this in a lot of colors for you, some baby soft colors. And it's not just for babies. You could make it for grown-ups too. So. Can you hear the class? They're having a ball. I love the noise in the background. All right, so let's go this way so I don't have to yell over them and they don't have to yell over me. So I have a giveaway.
Oh, we do.
I do. So these came from the Moda Company, and it says quilt label, but I want you to see what they say. If you're making these little amigurumi animals and you're giving them to people, or even if you're knitting something, these little tags you could sew into them. So it's, will you cuddle with me? How perfect would that be to put on one of those little amigurumi animals?
I'm just gonna give that to a girl. I'm just.
Oh, whatever. And then quilting is an art. I love that because it really is.
It is an art.
And I use the good fabric. Amen. When you use the good fabric, don't wash
Use
it.
the good fabric.
So I've got these three little, they come in, they're called quilt labels. And I would like for you to answer the question in the comments, what do you think you would like to see on a quilt label? Or what do you put on your quilt labels? That's one of the most important things we can do is label our quilts, because I can tell you we have rooms full of quilts that nobody knows who they made and nobody could keep them. And we actually sell some of those and take the proceeds from them to go to Quilts of Valor. And so we do that just as a pass-through because we've accumulated in our 18 years we've been here so many quilts that we didn't have any place to put them all. So we don't keep any of the profits from those donated quilts. It all goes to Quilts of Valor, and we just do that in an effort to support a ministry as well as keep quilts from going into hands of people that will destroy them instead of hold on to them. But the reason they destroy them is because they don't have a label. So label your quilts. So tell me, what do you label your projects with? Or not even just quilts. When you do a whole Afghan, you should put a label on it. When you do a sweater, put a label on it. When you make a little amigurumi animal, put a label on it. That's how it identifies that who got it and why and where. So tell me about your labels that you make and what you put on them, and then we'll pick a winner and we'll give these away next week. Okay? I think that's about it. Unless you've got anything, Peter.
That's a
warming up.
wrap.
It's warming up.
Yeah, it
a little
is.
warmer.
Me too.
Hopefully you're having a great stitchy day wherever you are. I love that you're watching our station. Keep watching. Like, follow, invite a friend. Send us as a link to your friend and say, hey, have you seen these guys? They're really awesome, because we are. Our staff is amazing and we love having you in our store. Stop in and say hi anytime, and have a really happy stitchy day. Bye-bye.